So here I am, staring at a crumpled electric bill that looks like a hostage note. $237 for lights. I swear last month it was $170. I even started showering with the lights off. Yeah, that's fun. 6 a.m., pitch black, trying not to die. And the energy company got the nerve to write in bold letters, "Thank you for being a valued customer." Valued? Buddy, I feel violated. I don't feel valued. Now, every so-called financial expert on YouTube loves spouting that clean little rule. Just follow the 50-30-20 method, Bill. 50% for needs, 30 for wants, 20 for savings. Oh, sure, pal. In what decade? You try living by that math in 2026. Right now, it's more like 90% essentials, 10% debt, 0% savings, and even that feels optimistic some months. I remember when my old man taught me to budget. He'd sit with a yellow pad, 1 beer, 2 bills, and a whole lot of cussing. "You got your rent, your gas, your groceries," he'd say. "Then you take what's left and do your best not to die." That man didn't have a savings plan. He had a survival plan. And honestly, I think we've all come full circle back to that. Let's yap about it for a second. Everyone likes pretending inflation's slowing down. Headlines go, "Inflation eases to 2.9%, as if that fixes anything. You ever notice the fine print? That's year-over-year inflation, not lifetime pain. Prices don't go back down. The new normal is just still worse than last year, but slower. It's like your wallet's been bleeding out, and now the bank's saying, "Hey, good news, it clots slower." You want to see inflation in real life? Look at eggs, not mangoes from Mars. I'm talking plain old supermarket eggs. Used to be $1.99 a dozen back in 2020. Then we got bird flu, supply chain issues, corporate price hikes. Next thing you know, it's swinging at $5 a carton and never really came back down. Now it's $3.60 and people call that a price drop. Ain't that something? We celebrate less expensive pain. I call it economic gaslighting, where the system tells you things are improving, but your grocery basket keeps shrinking. You go buy milk, bread, detergent, and maybe some toilet paper. That's $100 right there. And God help you if you buy meat. So, yeah, about that 50-30-20 rule. Supposedly half your income should go to essentials. Let's say you're making $4,000 a month, which, by the way, ain't rich, but you're above water. According to the rule, $2,000 goes to rent, food, bills. Cool. Except average rent in most cities now? $1,800. Add utilities, phone, Wi-Fi, groceries, gas. There goes $3,000 minimum. And you still haven't touched your student debt or Netflix. I did the math once. Dangerous move, I know. My spreadsheet literally sighed. I counted rent, insurance, gas, electricity, and food. 90% of my pay vanished like a magic trick. Abracadabra, now you're broke. That's not budgeting, that's triage with numbers. Half the time, I'm deciding whether to fill the fridge or fill the tank. And the worst part? People pretend that's normal now. You mention to someone you got no savings and they shrug, "Yeah, same here." Like it's the weather. We've normalized financial exhaustion. Everyone's tired of pretending we're one good habit away from peace of mind. Now, the gurus say the problem's discipline. Stop eating out, stop buying coffee, start investing. Listen here, Gary from TikTok. You think skipping a $5 latte is going to fix a $500 rent hike? You think I can out-discipline a broken housing market? Yep. Let's zoom out a bit. Macro to micro. See, the 50-30-20 rule was born in a time when wages actually grew with prices. You could work one full-time job, have a weekend off, and save something decent. Now, productivity's way up, wages stuck in traffic. The average American worker produces almost double the output compared to the 90s. But paychecks haven't kept up. So yeah, 50-30-20 might have made sense when a decent job could pay the bills. But in 2026, that's a fairy tale printed on financial blogs written by folks who don't even buy their own groceries. Let's talk about housing, the ultimate illusion of making it. Remember when owning a home was the big American dream? Now it's like landing on Mars without oxygen. Interest rates went up, housing prices never came down. And landlords? They're asking for your soul plus first and last month's rent. In my zip code, you either rent half a living room or move 45 minutes out and spend half your paycheck on gas. And don't get me started on groceries. I once spent $65 at Aldi and had to double-check that I didn't accidentally buy a gold brick. Nope, just bread, rice, eggs, and shame. The new unit of measure for groceries isn't pounds or gallons. It's disappointment per dollar. So why are we broke, really? Here's the yak I've learned the hard way. Because the system's been teaching us old math in a new economy. You got books written 20 years ago telling you to budget like it's still 2002. Just save 20% of your income, they say. Yeah, sure. Right after I print more of it. Real folks don't need formulas, we need oxygen, but it ain't all hopeless. I mean, I still hold on to something, call it stubbornness or survival instinct. I started looking deeper into how to live smarter, not richer. Here's what I found. And yeah, this is the common sense survival guide, Bill style. Step 1. Separate mandatory from emotionally mandatory. This one hit me hard. There's stuff you have to pay, rent, food, gas, insurance. Then there's stuff you just feel like you have to pay because the world guilt-tripped you into it. The premium plan, the brand coffee, the birthday dinner that somehow costs $120 even though it's Tuesday. I started calling this stuff emotional bills. It doesn't mean don't have fun, but question every payment. Ask, would I still buy this if nobody saw it? I swear that question saved me more than a few $100 a month and a mountain of regret. When everything's tight, pride's expensive. I learned to stop flexing invisible comfort and start chasing real ones, like a paid-off bill or a quiet Saturday, where I don't have to check my account balance before buying lunch. Step 2. Treat debt like a fire, not a pet. I used to manage my debt. Big mistake. Debt ain't a roommate. It's smoke creeping into every room of your house while you're busy watching TV. Student loans, credit cards, the buy now, pay later trap, they all look manageable until they're not. I started doing the dumb, simple thing. List every debt. Smallest to biggest, no shame, and attack them one at a time. The funny thing? Once you start clearing one, momentum kicks in. It's like finding a leak and plugging it. Suddenly the ship drifts less. Does it happen fast? Nope. Took me 2 years to pay down my car loan, and I still drive that same rusty sedan. But every month I see one less automatic withdrawal. I feel a bit less like I'm working for ghosts. Step 3. Save so you don't panic, not to get rich. Here's another myth I had to kill. Savings ain't about becoming rich. It's about buying freedom from panic. You know that gut twist when you hear a weird noise in your car and think, please not now? Yeah, that feeling. An emergency fund is please not now money. Even if it's a few $100, it changes your stress chemistry. I started stashing small, $10 here, $50 there, auto transfer every payday. I treated it like a bill I pay myself, not a luxury. It grew slow, but it grew. You won't become a millionaire doing that, but you might just survive the next storm with sanity intact. And in this economy, sanity is rare currency. Now, this all sounds too simple, right? Because it is. But simple doesn't mean easy. Try staying disciplined when your fridge hums like it's mocking you, or when payday comes and your entire check's gone in 48 hours. Yep, here's some brutally honest truth the money influencers never say. Saving money nowadays often means accepting boredom. You cook instead of eating out, you skip that shiny gadget, you stay home on weekends. The reward ain't dopamine. It's quiet stability. It doesn't feel sexy, but it's how reality works. I used to laugh at minimalists. Thought it was a hipster scam. But you know what? There's power in owning less crap that stresses you out. When you stop chasing every shiny thing, you get time back. And sometimes that's worth more than cash. I'll tell you another thing I learned the hard way. Health is an investment, even when you're broke. I used to skip doctor visits because it's too expensive and then wind up with a healthy $200 ER bill for what could have been a $90 checkup. Now I treat health like rent. You pay it now, or you pay double later. But let me roll it back to the economy for a minute, because none of this happens in a vacuum. In 2026, the job market's weird. Wages are up a little, but so are everything else. Corporate profits sitting at record highs while workers pretend to be grateful. The gig economy killed stability. We all became our own HR, IT, and therapist. You don't get benefits, you get burnout. Every politician promises to fix it. Every economist debates causes. But for the average guy like me, it boils down to one thing, getting paid slower and spending faster. That's the new American math. So when someone says you're not saving enough, I say, no, the world just keeps charging more for the same damn milk. Still, I refuse to roll over. Maybe I'm too stubborn to quit. Maybe I enjoy yelling at my spreadsheet. But here's what I hold on to. Common sense is still undefeated. That means understanding money not as numbers on a screen, but as time traded. Every dollar is a minute you worked. When you start seeing that, your decisions change. You stop trading hours of life for junk. You stop impressing people you don't even like. And you start protecting the small freedom you've got left. These days, I even made myself a rule. I call it the rule of 3 beers. Before any dumb purchase, I ask, would 3 beers me brag about this or regret it? If I'd rant about it, skip it. If I'd quietly nod, yeah, worth it. I buy it. Regret's just a hangover with receipts. And yeah, I still yap about how unfair it all is. Because it is unfair. The game's rigged toward people who already had a cushion. It's like playing Monopoly where half the board's already bought. And you're just hoping not to land on taxes. But here's the twist. Even in a rigged game, you can still learn how to play smarter. I call it poor man's strategy. We can't always win, but we can stop bleeding. Learn to read the fine print. Question every easy money pitch. If something promises returns faster than your boss says no overtime, it's probably bait. Fear makes people chase shortcuts, crypto pumps, meme stocks, passive income lies. I tried some, most ended ugly. I once put $500 into a token because a YouTuber said it was the next big thing. Next week it was worth a sandwich. Now I treat hype like smoke alarms. If something's loud and flashy, I walk out. But not all experiments were bad. I learned you can invest without gambling, like putting money in index funds and ignoring them. The trick is patience, not prediction. I don't check every day. I check once a month, like a doctor visits his stubborn patient. Over time, the market does what it does, not what the influencers scream about. You know what's weird? Accepting slowness made me calmer. It's like traffic. Can't force it, can't fight it, so you might as well crank some music and breathe. If I had to sum it all up, I'd say this. Modern survival is 30% math, 70% mental. The old playbook's gone, the new one's still being written, but mindset stays king. I stopped seeing myself as a victim and more like a mechanic fixing a busted engine. I didn't break it, but hell, I gotta get it running to drive home. So no, I can't live by the 50-30-20 rule. I'm not ashamed of that. My ratio's messy, like life. But I can live by my rules. Fewer emotional bills, debt reduction at my own pace, steady emergency fund, and a middle finger to every fake guru selling easy fixes. Because the truth is, money ain't about perfection, it's about peace. And I might not have much of the former, but I'm clawing for the latter. You ask me what the American dream looks like now? It's not white picket fences and BMWs. It's paying bills on time, keeping the fridge full, maybe catching a good night's sleep. Without dreading the next text from your landlord. That's the new dream. Modest, stubborn, real. So the next time some financial wellness coach tells you to follow a rule from a different century, pour a cheap beer, hand them your electric bill and say, buddy, if you can make this fit your formula, I'll subscribe to your newsletter.